welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you through 15 must-have products and tips for traveling with kids. If you are new to this channel, then please know I consider myself a little bit of an uncertified expert when it comes to traveling with kids because we do it non-stop. We have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. Everything that I'm going to mention in this video has made our lives exponentially easier when it comes to traveling with kids. So I hope the tips and products that I'm sharing today empower you to get outside, get on a plane, get on a train, get in that RV, and go explore with your babies because it is very possible, albeit a little bit more stressful at times, but I promise you it is so worth it. I will be linking all of the products that I mentioned in the video description below, so if anything piques your interest, then make sure you check that out. And without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, let's talk about the active traveling part. I guess a good place to start when it comes to your transportation to your destination is your child's mode of transportation within that journey itself. The best stroller for travel, hands down in my experience, is the BABYZEN YOYO. The reasons being, it is super lightweight and super compact. It's sturdy enough to handle most roads. I mean, I wouldn't go like hiking through the woods with it or anything like that, but whether you're dealing with like cobblestone, pavement, gravel, whatever, what have you, the BABYZEN will get you there just fine. It's so lightweight, so if you are carrying it, lifting it on and off of buses or into an RV and out, or even trying to fit it in the overhead compartment on the plane, the BABYZEN will get you there. You won't have to gate check, so you won't have to loiter around at your arrival gate waiting for your stroller to show up. You can just walk right off of the plane with it and carry on your way. If you're traveling with an infant, you're obviously going to want to check that your car seat is compatible with the BABYZEN, but they do have a lot of adapters. We used the Nuna Pippa Lite LX with both of my kids, and we did have adapters that fit the BABYZEN, so we could use our go-to car seat and just use it on the BABYZEN. I once took a flight solo with my daughter on a propeller plane to get from Vancouver to Victoria, BC, and I was able to lift it up into the overhead, no problems. So no worries on size or weight. Propeller planes are tiny and it passed that test. Because I have a 4-year-old whose little legs get tired on long travel days, we also always travel with a baby carrier for my 1-year-old. And our favorite baby carrier since my 4-year-old was a baby is the MIAMILLY baby carrier. I cannot recommend this enough. We went through a bunch of different baby carriers and everything was quite soft, so it didn't offer a lot of support to you as the baby carrier. And MIAMILLY comes with a built-in hard seat, and having them sit in that seat for whatever reason takes so much of the pressure off of your shoulders and lower back. It makes it a much comfier ride for everybody involved. Okay, so with those products, you have transported your children from the airport or the train station onto the plane, train, whatever it is. Now what? One of the product recommendations on this list I have not actually tried myself, but I just bought it because I saw parents beside me on my last flight using it, and I was like, that's genius! It's from FLYAWAY Designs, and it is an inflatable seat bed. Am I even saying that right? I don't know. You'll see what I'm saying in the photo. It's basically a little inflatable bed. It's shaped like an L, so the long part of the L rests on the seat itself and is supported there, and then it has this little leg that juts out to convert that seat into a tiny bed for a tiny person. And I'm telling you, that kid slept like a rock on this flight, so obviously it's pretty comfortable. Another must-have for making your child's flight more comfortable if they are a little bit older is a pair of headphones that actually fits their tiny little head and their tiny little ears, and making sure that you pre-download any movies or TV shows that they may want to watch, because Wi-Fi isn't necessarily always very strong on a flight and you do not want to be in a crunch with no way of entertaining your kid. Of course, my 1-year-old is not particularly interested in movies or TV shows as of yet, so I try to bring a couple of busy toys with me whenever I travel as well. Busy toys can be like blocks, and it doesn't need to be a ton of blocks, but maybe 6 little blocks, or a drawing pad that they can erase and keep scribbling on, or something like that. Something that can be repurposed and you can kind of create different games with, so that you're not packing the whole toy box in your carry-on bag with you, but you're packing a couple of key things that can be repurposed and revisited throughout the flight or throughout the RV trip or road trip or whatever, and keep them entertained for longer stretches of time. Hopefully. Another very important way to keep children both entertained and content is snacks. snacks on snacks on snacks on snacks. There might be delays, there might be spills, there might be food on the plane that they really don't like. Whatever the rhyme or reason, you want to make sure you have too much food with you at all times. Because you never know what curveballs are going to be thrown at you on a travel day. You also want to make sure that you have medicine like a Tylenol or Motrin, some kind of fever reliever, and Band-Aids on hand. Having medicine on hand will just give you peace of mind and make sure that you are ready to handle any situation temporarily. But if your kid's anything like mine, then Band-Aids are also just a great form of entertainment. Revisiting the whole curveball thing one more time, you're also going to want to make sure that you have a change of clothes, because whether you're dealing with an infant who can be prone to blowouts or a child who could have an unexpected accident, you want to make sure that you have a spare change of clothes for your kids. And if they're on the younger side and you're doing a lot of holding of said kid, I would have a change of clothes for yourself too. I've been there. So now you've made it through the flight. How do you set up shop in a short-term rental, hotel, RV to make it feel as homely as possible so that your kids sleep comfortably? Because you know baby jet lag is no fun. There are 4 key items that I always have with me when we travel. Number 1, a baby monitor that I can rely on. This video is sponsored by Nanit, and I have been using the Nanit camera since my firstborn was born. It is the best smart monitor on the market, and it has so many added benefits that make it the ultimate multi-hyphenate. You can take pictures of your baby while they're in their crib, which we did all of the time with both of our kids, and it's so cute to see these little like teeny tiny people growing bigger and bigger and bigger in the crib over time. It tracks their sleep and their progress, giving you tips along the way. It connects you with a community of other parents, so as they're moving through different milestones, you can read what is going on with everybody else's kids at the same time and get some peer-to-peer advice. Not only does it track their sleep, but it can also track their breathing and their growth. It is an absolute game changer, and it has the best view of your baby in my opinion, because it comes with either a wall mount or a little stand that you can put on a shelf or a dresser, or a floor stand, which gives you a completely overhead bird's eye view that is totally unobstructed, so you know exactly what's going on with your baby at all times when you're not in the room with them. While we love using the Nanit every day at home, I also do not leave home without it. It comes with me wherever we are traveling. And if you want to check it out for yourself, you can click the link in my video description below. I also want to help promote and encourage them to get a good night's rest when they're out of their element. The way that I do this is with a sound machine. If you have a child and you have never used a sound machine, I don't know how you do it. I rely on that sound machine like it is a lifeline. We bring it with us everywhere we go because it's a perfect ambiance setter. Every time we walk into a new hotel room or a new Airbnb, she's in a new bed, new walls surrounding her. Everything is foreign. So if you can have one consistent element, it's going to really set a tone for them that lets them know, okay, it's bedtime. This is comfortable. I know this routine, and it's going to hopefully help them slip into a bedtime routine while you're on the road, just as they would at home. Another important piece of that is what they're sleeping in. Obviously, my daughter's older. She sleeps in comfy PJs. So yeah, we bring her PJs with us. But when she was a baby, and now that my son's a baby, we make sure that we have his sleep sack with us wherever we go. Because again, you're just trying to emulate your bedtime routine at home as best you can while you're not at home. Nanit, by the way, also makes awesome breathable sleep sacks, and that is what helps track their breathing. And then the last piece of our sleep routine when we're not at home is the 4Moms PLAYYARD. It basically is a travel crib. It pops up and down super fast and easy, so it's really easy to set up once you do get to your destination. We've been using the same one since my daughter was a baby. It's been on and off so many planes, like too many planes to count. We've never had an issue with it, and it's held up really, really great. The last product slash 2 products I want to recommend are your portable changing station. So this is great if you're traveling on a plane or just somewhere where you're out and about all day. I've been using a portable changing station from Skip Hop since my daughter was a baby. I absolutely love this thing. It's got a little wrist clip that you can also just use to clip on to one of the straps of your bigger diaper bag or carry-on bag if you're on a plane. The changing mat that comes with it is massive, and it's all in one. So it's no extra pieces or anything like that. It's got big zip pockets for long travel days where we're traveling to the UK or something like that. I always like to have, at least 10, if not 15 diapers with me, and I can squeeze so many in this thing. And then more recently, I have been using this fanny pack that is like a diaper bag fanny pack. It's from a company called KIBOU. KIBOU is so cool because it's got a little mini changing pad in one of the pockets. It's got enough space for a handful of diapers. It's got this little zip pocket that you can pack a bunch of individual wipes in, and it's waterproof so it won't soak through the bag to get your other stuff wet. It also helps to keep the moisture in on those wipes to keep them wet for quite a while. And it's got just enough room for me to like shove my phone in as well. So it's really, really handy. Similar but different purposes for both of those portable changing stations, and I recommend both. And then the last thing on my list, it's not really a product per se, but it is something that you definitely need to have when traveling with kids. Twofold really, patience and time. You need to be patient, and patience is a virtue that I have spent 32 years working on and most definitely not yet mastered, but I try my best when I'm traveling. My husband and I just go into it and we're like, okay, we got this. Let's just be kind to each other and not stress out too much because everything is out of our control and everyone will make it through. We will get to our destination and we'll be all good. Honestly, I'm always amazed by the patience and graciousness of the people around us when we're traveling with kids. How many times we have had flight attendants or other guests on that flight commend us at the end of the flight, tell us what a great job we did, how wonderful the kids were. It's just like the most heartwarming thing ever because every time you do travel with kids, it does feel like you're like going into battle a little bit of like, okay, like no matter what, we're stuck on this plane, so let's just get through this. I think seeing that patience and graciousness shown to us enough times now that we've traveled so much has given me more comfort and confidence in keeping my composure and being patient myself because I'm like, okay, other people aren't hating us. Like other people aren't gonna be mad at us. So we just need to stay calm too and just let these things roll off. The more time you give yourself, the easier you are going to make it on yourself. The less you are going to stress out about time, missing a flight, not getting there before it's dark, whatever it might be. So just be patient. Give yourself extra time if you can. You are going to get to your destination. You are going to make so many incredible core memories for your kids. So if you are thinking about traveling with your babies, I am here to say you can do this. I hope that some of these product recommendations and tips make it a little bit easier on you too. Remember, all of the products that I mentioned, including the Nanny camera that has been our go-to baby monitor for 4 years, is all linked in the video description below. And if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up before you leave and subscribe to my channel for all of our family travel vlogs and so much more.